gosh. My thing is not. There we go. Is it gonna hang out? Like, oh. I look how I feel right now, okay? Hello and happy Friday the 13th. My name is Amelie and this is the Celestic Intelligence podcast channel. But we're just going to be chatting today and we're going to finish talking about the tidal multiplicity, that stream that I did on, was it Wednesday? I've got my double, I can't remember, I think it's calming chamomile. Hello, Kindred. Everything is well. Got my double batch of tea here in my big potion cup. I found this into the clearance section at Nordstrom Rack. So I picked it up. It says pick your poison on it. I thought it was cute. I just like the color. It's kind of like a really pretty color. So we're going to go until my cup is empty and I'm sleepy, because that's what chamomile does. It just relaxes you. And I just got done having a pedicure. So I got my nails done this week, got my hair done this week, and got a pedicure. So it's very much a self-care week, even though it was so busy. I don't know if you guys are really feeling it. It may be because we're kind of coming up to this equinox time. But it just seems like there's really heavy energy that people are dealing with in their life. Okay, and if you haven't done the shadow work, if you haven't been addressing that, it may be even more, it may be harder for you to move through that. And so just give yourself a little bit of grace, take care of yourself. Go ahead and get your tea going if you're watching this and you're in a time where you can just kind of relax. That's how I'm feeling right now. You can hear my voice is kind of coming back. I'm still clearing it up, but we're getting there. Okay. So on Wednesday in episode 54, I was finishing up with self-care is good, yes. I got halfway through what I call tidal multiplicity. And it's kind of giving a new term to multiple personalities. Smash. Smash or pass. Put FMKs in the chat. Oh, yes, a lot of toxic people and a lot of toxic or bad energy for others, for sure. I was like, are people getting more toxic and don't care how people treat the victims to toxicity? Hello, Luke. I don't think it really is that. I think right now we're in this interesting apocalypse season where things are coming to light. So apocalypse is literally just meaning truth reveal or revelation. And for people that have been doing things publicly, putting it on this public face, but then doing something behind the scenes that doesn't align with those identities, you'll get into deep water with that. Do you like the cat on the picture? Which cat is that? That doesn't look like what's that meme cat? But yeah, I guess he's cute. Is he cross-eyed? So, with the truth reveal or the apocalypse, it's like light is getting shed on things that are hidden. And you see that with the Epstein files. There's lots of things going on right now just in the public sphere that are getting brought to light. And we're going to continue seeing a lot of that. It's going to continue. So, gosh, what is that meme cat? It's not a cougar. It's, oh my gosh, I don't remember. I got beat up from the feet up this week with just mental capacity from working. Just preparation is spring break. Okay. All right. So we left off talking about the title multiplicity. And we were talking about how things expand and kind of we're in this big expansion of shadow right now. And it's a very interesting thing to kind of be an observer of that shadow reveal. Okay. I'll share with you guys. I got a new tarot deck called Ethereal. I picked it because look on the side, it's all gold. But it's a shadow deck. So instead of looking at, you know, the tarot in the light, you look at it in the shadow, and so it really reveals. I've had some very interesting reads with it. It's helping me to kind of further that shadow work that I'm done. These are tarot cards. So they're just tarot cards. I usually do a reading in the morning when I'm feeling like it. I'm so chill right now, you guys. I'm not even freaking kidding. Just like kind of chill. The light's always there. The light and the light and the shadow are always there. So, can we please do a reading? Oh yeah, we can for sure. We can do maybe I'll do one. It is Friday the 13th, right? Let's do one. What's a good Friday the 13th question? I think I did a Friday the 13th reading this morning. Tonight. Oh yeah, I can't sing. Can't sing songs because I will get demonetized. I'm not even monetized, so I don't know. Let's think of a shadow, Friday the 13th shadow spread. I might have to get, I think you can do it on Twitch or Rumble. I don't think they like demonetize you or anything. And I don't know how to do it on, I know you can do it on YouTube, but yeah. We're going to pull 13 cards. We might not finish our podcast, but I said it was hanging. Ooh, that one jumped. That was our omen card. What energy is surrounding us today is the Ten of Swords. Okay. I had to pull a lot of cards, so we'll just keep going here. Drink your tea if you're having tea with me. I'm really funny. I love singing, and that's part of why I have a little bit of a vocal fry is I got sick, and then I had this diva moment in the car, and I was just having a full-on concert blowing my vocals out, I guess. And yeah, that was probably not a good idea. I lost my voice for, I think, like at least 10 days for sure. All right, we're going to pull our mask card, the role that we show the world. It was really funny. And there was a lot of Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey. All right. Sometimes I don't like to look at the cards until after. All right, now we're going to our forbidden self card, a part that refuses to be tamed. We're doing this for the collective because that's really what's going on right now, you know? Woo! That one. Okay. The old curse, a belief or wound that was inherited. Ooh, boomers. Not that all boomers, not all boomers. Oop, that one flew. All right. Now the next one is fear that guards the gate. The fear that still shapes your decisions. These are so cute. Oh my gosh, that one jumped. Trust me, baby. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is our secret desire, what our soul actually wants, our collective soul. What does it want? Oop, that one jumped. 6, 7. What type of connection activates our deepest transformation? This is our shadow lover card. And that one jumped. The hidden weapon, a power or skill that we underestimate. This one looks pretty crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hidden weapon. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 9 is the test, a challenge that reveals our evolution collectively. Ooh, this one. Number 10, the break. What illusion or structure must collapse? Let's go. Okay, number 10. Number 11, the initiation. What lesson this collapse is bringing us? What lesson is this collapse bringing us? And 8, 9, 10, 11. The power claimed. So what part of ourselves is returning to us? So we're going through a huge cycle. What part of our self is returning to us? All right. And finally, the sovereign. Who are we becoming after integrating that shadow with ourself? Our now self. When we integrate the two selves, what are we coming up with? Who is that? Yeah. Sometimes they get really crazy. There's 2 of them, but go with that one. All right. Oh, thank you. I like to do some, I've found that with this shadow deck, I have not had to do too many clarifiers. The readings that come out are really powerful. So I'm really pleased with this. So obviously we've picked 13 cards for the collective on this Friday the 13th. Okay, we're gonna play with our 13 number. Now the 13 is a number that is associated with the sacred feminine. This is my real hair. It certainly is. I do have a wig. You want me to put a wig on? I have wigs. So the 13 is definitely a cyclical number. So we're looking at cyclical numbers. And for, you know, there's lots of ideals on why it became an unlucky day, but I'm wearing my skulls just to kind of play into the energy. But the number 13 traditionally there were 13 months in the year, so they were lunar cycles. And that's, that number 13 is a very powerful feminine energy number. But we're not looking at this in bad luck. We're looking at this in a reclamation of the hidden things, okay, that people typically fear. It's looking super gorgeous. Well, thank you. I've been working. I feel really tired. I'm so excited to sleep in tomorrow. I might even go to the hot tubs. I really wanted to go to the hot springs, but I might go to the hot tubs since my hot springs plan's canceled and we're redone for next weekend, so we'll just do that. But thank you. 11:11 here in Canada. Oh my gosh. Oh, you're at Eastern time. All right. So let's look at our spread here. And if you guys want to put some comments in the chat, I'll read them. We're just kind of hanging today. There's no real, I have some other topics that I can bring into it, but really we're just hanging and kind of flying by the seat of our pants. And Kindred Angels has been a follower of mine for quite some time. Has it been like 6 months? Maybe 9 months? So thank you for following and doing it. Yeah, it's been a long time. So if you're here, make sure to subscribe. Follow. I have some live streams coming up soon. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Got our 13 cards. Okay. We're going to look at them one by one. In the da-da-da. I've been singing a lot of, what's it called? Disney songs. My roomie and I were singing The Little Mermaid because I am very mermaidy. I like lose trinkets all the time. In the darkness and the shadows, it's a da 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 da. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many, like every single tarot read I've done, I've gotten the Justice card. It just keeps on popping up. And Temperance. It's wild. I think in my last one I kept on pulling. So I have another deck. I have the Labyrinth deck. And in that one I keep on pulling certain cards. It's very interesting. Okay, Justice, Temperance, and then for 6, we've got 7 of Pentacles. 6, 7. We'll take deeper looks once we start investigating these baddies a little bit more. Our Shadow Lover card, 4 of Pentacles. And this is a collective pull of the energy that's going on right now. I'm telling you guys, it's so wild. And usually I'm a part of the drama, but for whatever reason, I'm just kind of this observer. It's very peculiar. Six, seven. I remember when that first came out, some kid came on and he made a little 6-7, or I don't know what it was. I have a 13-year-old, so we 6-7 quite often. Although now he doesn't want to do it anymore because it's not cool. Is this your child? Ooh, the test. Oh my gosh, the test. Wheel of Fortune. Oh my gosh. Wheel of Fortune. I love that game, by the way. I kill that. I kill at that game. Five of Cups. What the heck you care about, bro? Are you talking to me? Shawib Malik. What the heck you care about, bro? I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know. Wait. Oh yeah, 13. I was like, we're only doing 12. No, we're not. 11, 12, 13. Perfect. Okay. I'm just goofing, you guys. It's not a serious stream. We're just reading the collective shadow energy of what's going on. And we've got Three of Cups. Some of these are really spooky. Like that one kind of, look at those. They look like little ghosties. Thank you. So apparently you're a sugar mommy to him. Oh. Am I? Wait. Huh? I don't see that. Have a good day. Well, actually, good night. Am I missing something? I think maybe somebody's blocked in my book or something. Oh, look up. Okay. I don't see anything. Apparently you're a sugar mommy. Yeah, I don't do that. Honey, that's just not something I do. Yeah. All right. So let's go through them one at a time. We've got the Omen, which was the energy around us. This Ten of Swords is the end of a mental cycle. So maybe we're feeling those like birthing pains of like starting a new cycle, because I talk a lot about liminal spaces. And you can see this guy is, I mean, they're all shadowy. This is a very shadowy deck. But this is the end of a mental cycle. And this is actually how I feel today. So remember when I was telling you about like the public, like there's something about the shadowy, fearful things that we hide about ourselves, the secret things that we hide about ourselves. Maybe I'm in top messages, so I see everything. Oh, yeah, maybe sometimes things might get, well, you're my mod here, so. But I was talking about how the public, like there's this apocalypse, this truth reveal that's happening. And so we're at the end of this cycle. So this old narrative that has been in existence is running its course. And that's what you're saying. I mean, the big trend topic right now is the Epstein files, right? Um, this card also appears, okay, when betrayal or disappointment has delivered its lesson. So, we're looking at the end of things. So, if you have a betrayal, I've been recognizing a lot of different betrayals in my life, and that because that's now a shadow thing that I'm trying to work through of how have I betrayed myself? How have I betrayed others? How have others betrayed me? How have the closest people to me betrayed me? And how do I get from kind of bracing myself to not be in a system of like where I'm acting out and hermiting and isolating from because I don't want to be betrayed again, into a place where I'm emotionally open and not scared to reveal parts of myself to others. I know that I come on publicly and I talk a lot about really deep topics, and I talk a lot about myself publicly, and so there is a little bit of exposure there. And there's still a lot of other things that I'm unpacking and really trying to look at how can I metabolize this into a clear and coherent message, not just for my audience, but for myself as well, and anybody that comes into my life that might need to hear that testimony from me. Okay. Um, this is all when we're looking at the end of that mental cycle where we're going to be starting anew, right? We're also going to be stopping the story that is continuing to replay. So what does that mean? And I'll just use an example. So, men betrayed me in my life, and I could continue living where every man is going to betray me, or every friend is going to betray me, or every whatever, insert, that relationship here is going to betray me. However, if I'm going to be ending that mental cycle of continually having those feelings of betrayal instead of opening up and being emotionally open and being able to express myself freely, the opposite and shadow of that is being fearful of showing who I am and being real and honest with friends and or any other relationships. Okay, so this is a really strong one. So this omen card that we pulled, the Ten of Swords, is really saying the worst of the cycle is already behind us. We're just kind of going through the final contractions and birthing pains of a new mental cycle. Okay, and that really does coincide with the snake year that we had last year, and that was a 9 year, and then we moved into a 10 year or a 1 year this year. So very interesting omen card to pull. Just think of it as a sunrise after a collapse, okay? And I talked a lot about collapses in my streams. Okay, this is also what I'm going through too. It's emotional. Absolutely. I cried a lot last year. The tears are, it's like an honor of that memory. So just be graceful with yourself and give that space that you need to cry about things, because if you're going to be suppressing that, it's going to be a lot harder. Hello, friend from India. My wheat harvest was good this year. Awesome. Excellent, Bibo. Love that for you. All right. Moving on. Now we're going to move to our card number 2. We have 13 cards, and I have 26% battery, so we've got to make it happen. I cried last year when the drought killed my wheat. Yeah, it's a very horrifying thing when you lose your harvest. I can't imagine. I'm very grateful for the cycles that we have right now, and the ability to have our grocery stores stocked. Very grateful. All right. So our mask is the Six of Wands. So you guys can take a nice long look at that. So this is how we're currently perceived. So think confidence, victoriousness, being recognized, commanding attention, being self-assured, receiving admiration. Okay, this is our mask card. All right, so once you start to move through that omen card of, the Ten of Swords, people are going to start to see you a lot differently. Your energy is going to present differently because you're, like I said, when you're going through either chaos or disconnection, and really just reconnecting yourself and having a little bit more coherency in you, and then being able to show that, because that's going to start to shine outwardly. That's when you'll start to have that new thought process, that new mental clarity about yourself, this new mental coherency. All right. Now for me, how this lands is, after I've worked through a lot of the things that I've worked through, now I hold my posture is different, my energy is different, so people do treat me a lot differently. They'll gift me extra things. They'll ask me if I want like a special discount, or they'll open door, like they always open doors, but now more so they open doors, and there's a lot more offers to help. And my healing is being able to accept those helps. Okay, so this change in perception of how others see you lends itself to a little bit more regal treatment. Okay, where people are very kind to you, and want to take care of you a little bit more. So very nice. Okay, what was that mask? This is the role you show the world. Okay, that mask is the role you show the world. So think about how that lands for you. What changes and shifts from last year did you go through that now are incorporating into who you are? The forbidden self. This one is interesting. We picked the world, or the world picked us. So we've got this world card, okay? This is the 21 in the major arcana. I cried last year. I hope my daughters can be free like American women. I want them to be able to go to school and get a job without depending on man. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, I think the better thing is for the man and the woman to be able to work together in harmony with each other. So we've got the world card. This is really interesting, okay? The part of you that refuses to be tamed, because we're talking about the forbidden self, is limitless expansion, all right? This is freedom, global or expansive life experiences, completion of cycles, living fully expressed, and for me personally, my forbidden self, the one that I have to hold back, wants to travel a lot, wants to be like have influential spheres of influence, and doing some big destiny things in my life. So it's kind of interesting that this is our new our feminine energy cycle here. It's very sovereign to have this world card. And that's such a pretty card, right? Okay. Our old curse is another interesting one. I told you, I keep on pulling this justice card, and look at the justice here. Not the... You've got the scales. It looks like a little bit of binding here. Yeah, this is an interesting looking justice card. So our old curse we pulled with a belief or wound that we inherited. So the justice pull suggests an inherited belief around fairness, morality, okay, and responsibility. So feeling responsible for maintaining balance in relationships. This is huge. Both of my children and me are like experiencing this so big right now. Like, this is when I talk about the big energy that's going on, that's this. Feeling responsible for maintaining balance in relationships, holding ourselves to high ethical standards, maybe even impossible standards, thinking that that's the justice. This is doing the right thing, carrying that weight of doing the right thing, that justice. And so this can be as much of a curse as it is accountability, right? Like, we want fairness, we want things to be right. But also, if you're trying to have over accountability, it becomes stressful, unmanageable, and then you kind of lose it a little bit. So this old curse is kind of sitting there in our collective here. So if you're constantly evaluating, trying to be the one that holds the integrity, or the one that maintains fairness, and like, that's this card here. So even when others are not doing that, that's what this card is kind of referencing. Very interesting, especially that. Ooh, oh my gosh, the chamomile. The chamomile. Oh my gosh, you guys. Those feelings of responsibility in maintaining balance and stuff. I had to have a really deep heart-to-heart conversation with one of my children about them feeling responsible for my feelings, thinking that if they said something negative that they perceived about me to me, that it would be the end of the world. And I had to have that conversation of, okay, like, you don't want to suppress that, you want to express it, okay? However, there are certain ways that you'll want to express that. And sometimes you have to have, like, especially for children confronting their parents, there has to be a level of respect, but then also, like, an invitation of, hey, Mom, I want to share this with you. And so having a little bit of tact in how do I approach it to where I don't feel uncomfortable, they don't feel uncomfortable, and I'm still able to say what I want. So that world card really, or the justice card really hit. So the fear that guards the gate is the temperance card. Temperance is beautiful. So the fear that guards the gate is losing balance. That's the shadow of this, right? Temperance fear looks like, what if things swing too far? What if they go too far? What if passion disrupts me? What if my equilibrium gets disrupted? Like, I just want to be tempered, but I'm like kind of feeling a little chaotic. What if the intensity destabilizes my peace? It's such a beautiful glowy card. This is this is where emotional dysregulation meets regulation. So the part of you that's wanting to have regulation, which, you know, when we're talking about multiplicity, I think the things that people really want to say is you're in a state of valid configuration of yourself with that. And that I think really kind of just flows into having emotional regulation, which is being able to use your frontal cortex to the best of your ability and having that, and that will in turn help maintain that harmonious desire of the temperance. So if you're feeling a little wobbly, that's fear that guards the gates, is that losing the balance, okay? Number 6, the secret desire is the 7 of Pentacles. Looking a little dark here, but we've got some delicious coins, some gorgeous light there. Our secret desire is wanting something that grows slowly and intentionally. And if this lands with you guys, great. If it doesn't land with you, great. It's, you know, that's what the tarot is. It's just energies. So we've got this really beautiful dark card. So you want something that grows slowly and intentionally and not chaotically. All right, this is the new cycle that we're talking about. You want something that is cultivated over time. You want investments that pay off. You want relationships or projects that mature or are mature. This is patient devotion. The 7 of Pentacles represents patient devotion. So that secret desire is to have devotion. And I think collectively as a whole, we do want that, okay? We're tired of being in the chaos. We don't want that. We don't want to have the fireworks and then have it fizzle out. Okay? Nobody really wants that. Well, maybe some people do. I don't know. I'm not gonna yuck your yum. Okay? But we want things that will pay off. We really live in this, at least in America, we really live in this like throwaway society. And that includes relationships. Okay? All right, number 7. We're almost halfway done. Good job. I usually talk a lot. We've got 21%. We're doing good. We're doing so good, you guys. Okay, so we've got the shadow lover, which is the 4 of Pentacles, right? Now, this one is interesting. This is a lover who activates our transformation as someone who is stable and contained. And I will say this, there are a lot of unstable and uncontained people out there, and maybe I'm included in that, but yeah. So this archetype, the 4 of Pentacles, values security. So our shadow lover values security, holds firm boundaries, and protects what matters. This is working with energy, partnership, and I think this is all within ourselves, and refusing the emotional chaos. Right now we've got a lot of chaos going on, and I think that's where a lot of the mental like that mental cycle, like I said, of that contraction and expansion of the birthing of a new mental cycle is coming in. So we just refuse that emotional chaos. We want steadiness. We want reliability. And that's what this card is here with our shadow lover. Come here, shadow lover. All right. The hidden weapon. Okay, so next we got the hidden weapon. Look at that. That's crazy. Okay, so this is Four of Wands. Four of Wands. And the hidden weapon is our ability to create belonging and celebration. This doesn't look very celebratory. Maybe it does. I like to play with lava in Minecraft. This card represents community, home energy, joyful things, sacred partnerships. I've got a lot of fire going on here. So we want presence that creates a safe space for people, okay? We want to have, I think there's a strong desire to align around sovereignty and feminine wisdom. And I also think that men are going to be starting to get called in to do that, to become these energetic sanctuaries for other men. My podcast reaches interesting types of people, especially since like 80% is men. It's just very interesting. And I've gotten so much good, powerful, positive feedback of how it's improved their relationships. So I will continue to do it as so long as it's beneficial for the collective community of whomever is interested. Okay. Now we've got the test, and this one is very, 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 very interesting. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is unexpected change. You don't know what's going to happen with the Wheel of Fortune. That wheel is asking you, are you going to remain when fate shifts? So the fates are going to be shifting. Are you going to be able to remain? All right. So as we're going through this 13 cycle, right? We're at number 9 right now, and the wheel is going to ask us, are you going to remain centered when the fates start shifting? And they're already starting to shift. All right? Let's be real. They're already starting to shift. So think about opportunities, think about people, think about timing, of things that might appear suddenly. Okay? This is why I love traveling. You just get to meet people, and they'll suddenly appear in your path and you don't know what they're there for. But this is when you're going with that Wheel of Fortune energy, the test is really, do you trust the movement of destiny, of the destiny for you? All right. And I was even talking with my friend last night and saying, hey, sorry, the chamomile is kicking in. Hi, Carrot Mancone. But I was chatting with him about how the 4D and the 5D, like we're in the 3D dimension, the third dimension, but how the fourth and the fifth dimension work together with it. It's very fascinating to think about because you've got this tesseract of time in the fourth dimension, and then you've got the probabilities or possibilities in the fifth dimension, and it's just like stacks and stacks and stacks. You can't even fathom all the possibilities of something that could, like, our minds are just kind of very narrow. And so trusting the movement of destiny with those kind of ideas. How am I feeling? Feeling really tired. I'm drinking chamomile tea, and it's a two bagger. I get two, and it was called Calming Chamomile. And so I'm probably gonna pop off here. I'm trying to finish the reading, but and then other than that, I'm feeling peaceful. Grateful. I'm very grateful. I feel taken care of, provided for. What do I do for fun? I like going to places that are watery. So I like to go swimming. In the winter, I like to go to the hot springs. It's just kind of been an obsession for the last year, I guess. I just want to, like, when it's wintertime, I'm like, I want to go to the hot springs. And when it gets warm out, I want to go cold plunging or go to the river, go to a lake. I like to go hiking. What else do I like to do? I signed up. I love ballroom dancing. I love waltzing. It's my favorite. And I like creating things. I have a few art classes I'm going to be taking in the next month. One is creating an incense burner, and then the others are doing some collages. I found a bunch of old photos of me from from 2001, you guys, and that I want to do a collage on. And then what else do I like to do? I got an e-bike, and so I've been having a lot of fun. I've put almost 100 miles on it already. And what else? No, cooking, baking. Do I have a dance partner? I don't have a dance partner, no. But I go to the socials. So at the socials, it's like all the people that like to dance go there, and then you kind of sit on the side of the dance floor, the ballroom, and as a woman, you just sit there, and men will come up to you and say, "Hey, do you want to like come and ask you to dance?" And they have a good selection, so it's like I can't remember all the dances. But I like waltz. And there's rumba, salsa, is it bachata? The bolero, swing, those kind of dances. All right, where are we here? 5 of Cups, from number 10. I got four cards left. Okay, number 10 is the 5 of Cups. This is the break, all right? So we had the break that we were calling in. This is what illusion or structure must collapse, is this 5 of Cups. Now the 5 of Cups represents grief or disappointment. Okay, let's look at her. Grief or disappointment must collapse. Okay, 5 of Cups represents focusing on what is lost, lingering emotional regret, and defining love through past pain. All right, this is the break that says stop building the future around what went wrong in the past. Stop building the future around what went wrong in the past. Now this and the 10 of Swords, these two are kind of like married together, right? We're at the end of the mental cycle. And this one is saying that end of the mental cycle, all those things that we went through in that cycle are done. We're not building on that anymore. So that break is saying that. This is the illusion that we're breaking through. Okay. There are still cups standing at the end of it. Okay. We're still standing. And the future is not concerned about what went wrong. All right. We can control that. Remember, we're getting tested by that Wheel of Fortune, and now we're rebuilding. Okay. We're breaking the grief process. We're breaking what was lost. We're removing the emotional regret. And you guys know, if you've been watching my stream, that I've been going through a lot of grief. I lost my mother, who I was very, very close to. I lost my uncle, who I was very, very close to. Most of my family, like my dad died when I was 25, and my grandparents are all passed away for one reason or another, right? And so it's very, very difficult for me to like let go of that, but I can't hold on to that anymore. Like the grief process and even the disappointments in our life, um, if we keep on trying to build our future with those things in mind, um, it's gonna be very difficult for us. But right now we're doing that break, okay? We're shifting that. We're not looking at what went wrong anymore. Now let's look at our initiation, okay? So, we're doing a collective spread. The initiation is the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is a lesson of collaboration, okay? Let's see if we can see. We got some sort of orb here. I was like, is that a skull? It's not a skull. Our lesson here, the initiation, is collaboration, okay? After the collapse and grief narratives, we're moving into an initiation. So if you have lost any parent, be it a father or a mother figure, you start to get a paternal initiation or a maternal initiation. Things start shifting. You hear it a lot. When mom passed away, the family just kind of scattered and split, and it's just not the same anymore. She was the glue, that maternal glue that held the family together. You hear that because there is an initiation that goes into it. So are you going to pass the initiation? Are you going to still continue collaborating after you, or are you going to continue to grieve and just kind of keep away from people? Because I'll tell you, when I was grieving, I just wanted to be isolated. I didn't want to deal with anybody. I just wanted to lay in my bed and cry every once in a while. Okay? But our initiation, once we're moving through the cycle, because we're doing a 13 cycle reading right now, that collaboration is that collapse of those grief narratives. And this initiation is going to teach us some partnership is teamwork, okay? And Bebo was saying that he wants his daughters to go to school to get a job so that they don't have to depend on men, which is very sad to me. Like, we want collaboration. We want partnership. We want teamwork. When I was in, gosh, what was I taking? I was taking some sort of psychology class. And they were talking about how there are certain nations that have a interdependent quality about them, meaning that they think about their community before they think about themselves. And then in independent countries, like in America, we think about ourselves before we think about others. And there's nothing wrong with either of them. They both have their pros and cons, but really our striving is to figure out how do we make that harmonious, okay? So building things together, all right? Having mutual contribution. You often hear it about kids in school, and maybe you even experience this. If you're in a group project, you know that there's going to be some people that contribute more to the group project than many of the other members of that group. And that there's a mathematical concept of why that is the case. But our initiation today with this Three of Pentacles, with our collective energy, the heavy energy that's sitting here, what we're moving through is towards this initiation. We want to have that collaboration, okay? We don't want to carry everything alone. And that's really where our world has gone, especially as the digital age increases in influence in all of our lives. All right, number 12, the power reclaimed. We got the star card. So the star card, I've picked this quite often. This power reclaimed is a very beautiful card to pull, actually. This is very hopeful. I know that people consider Friday the 13th unlucky, and there's like, oh my gosh. But right now, we're just moving through this big energy, and this is what I feel. And I'm a time traveler. I'm a professional time traveler. I'm a non-professional, professional time traveler. Like, I feel hopeful. I feel that hope of the star, okay? So the star card really represents, it's number 17 in the major arcana. That the star card represents hope restored. Like there's this restoration of hope that's going to happen. There's going to be spiritual alignment that's going to happen. There's authenticity and healing that is going to happen. And from what I see and knowing the experiences that I've had to go through of the pain of going through some of these truth revelations that we've gone through, this is really a faith in life and a reconnection. Okay. Why do I like that? Why do I like the star card? When I was pulling it, I was saying we were looking at the power reclaimed, and what did I say? The part of ourself that returns to us. So that having that hope return to us, I think that's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. This is this is a beautiful pull. This is a beautiful reading. All right. So after that 10 of Swords, where did it go? So after the 10 of Swords, right? That was the end of the mental cycle that we're going through collectively. We're going through the end of a mental cycle. And then we have the 5 of Cups. Which was, oh my gosh. So sorry. The chamomile is kicking in. Which was our break, right? That focusing on what was lost and what we're grieving, okay? So the mental cycle is over, and we're getting around to ending our grief cycles, ending our disappointment cycles, and not relying on those as proof positive that everything in life is going to be betrayal or disappointment or loss. All right, we have hope. So having that as our initiation is, or not initiation, but our power that we're reclaiming is a beautiful, it represents a deep healing that has happened. And if we're looking at this from a collective standpoint, like this is a beautiful pull. All right, such it's such a nice energy. Okay, so hope restored, spiritual alignment, authenticity, deep healing in our cycle that we've just done. All right, finally we've picked our sovereign card, which is the 3 of Cups. Okay, we've got these little ghostly figures. This archetype is a joyful community and a celebration card. All right, this is someone that celebrates life. So think about after having that hope restored, having that deep healing, now you're enjoying life. Your hope is restored. You're surrounding yourself with supportive people. Look at them. They're just having their good little, even though they look like little ghosties, they're having a good time. you're enjoying connection and friendship, which is, I named 2026 the year of connection. I usually name my years. And after naming last year the year of refinement, oh my gosh, I didn't even know what I was doing. But that was a crazy year. As far as refining my own self, I just wanted clean energy. And I got it, but I had to pay for it for sure. So the Queen of the Three of Cups is a social and emotionally fulfilled character. So when we're having our connections with our community, and it's really interesting that I named it the year of connection because I didn't even think about it before I named it. I just knew, like, oh my gosh, I think it was October, and I was like, oh yeah, I named this the year of refinement. No wonder so much crazy stuff is going on, right? So this is the joyful community and celebration at the end in the 13, that sovereign card that we pulled. Beautiful spread. Beautiful spread. So, well, I know that Kindred Angels is not on here anymore. She's probably sleeping because it's midnight over on the East Coast. And I'm at 13%. What do you guys want to talk about? I feel like I don't really want to I probably should go to sleep. Oh, just feeling sleepy. What do we got? FMKs, things we love, things we hate, thoughts about the spread. I have all this stuff about multiplicity, but I don't even think I can get into it. So we're at 67 minutes. Yeah. I would like to talk about you. I mean, my pod is mostly talking about some things I'm experiencing. What questions do you have? What questions? I can't sing on here because I don't want to get my, I think they'll like, what do they do? Strikes? Yeah. I don't want to get struck. I don't need to get struck. I guess I need to create my own music, huh? I thought about that because I do a lot of inner child work. And part of the inner child work is thinking about the things I like to do as a child and then do those things as, you know, I got my free will adult hat on or whatever. And so I was like, man, I really like to write music when I was a kid. I would just have some, you know, maybe listen to a song on the radio and I'm like, okay, I really like that song, whatever. And then I would write my own lyrics and then sing them. And my mom's all, you know, you could write songs and get paid for that. That's like a job that people have. What kind of thing you do? Like for work? At home? At work, I work in procurement. I buy stuff. For life, what kind of thing do I do for life? I mean, I kind of went through it. Right now, I'm just moving through some energies and taking care of my mom's personal effects, figuring out what needs to happen with them. And I feel like once I get that pretty well contained, it may take a year, may take less than that. But my goal in life is to travel. I want to travel and meet people, and I would love to do conferences and talk with people, which is kind of why I do this podcast. And I think at a certain point, like, it's kind of interesting because the inner child work that I've done, like, I can see where I've kind of gone up to a certain age. And right now I'm kind of in this teenage inner child reconnection. And then I think once I get past the teen years, then that will happen. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I think I would be pretty successful at it. I want to travel, maybe write books, and this year I'm going to be definitely pouring back into writing my book about the digital age. I did streams on it last year of all the, from like the beginning of the internet all up to currently where we're at with AI. I did all kinds of deep dives into it. So really like doing that. Really love talking. Really like singing. I was like, man, I could probably just write my own songs and people would listen to it. I don't know. Do you own any animals? I do not. No. I have a 13-year-old child. I have a 20-year-old adult child. And that is all I have to care for in the moment. And it's mostly just my 13. He's going to be 14 this year. I think the last animal I had was chickens, if that counts. I don't know why, like, I just never felt like having animals. All right. Well, it's been a pleasure. It's almost 9/11, and I'm really tired. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for liking. Make sure you subscribe. I think sometime this weekend I'm going to come in and do another stream. This was just kind of a fun hang, and so it was kind of fun to do the reading. But this weekend I'll come on and do another stream, hopefully finishing up my multiplicity discussion, which I had a prop ready to go. And then I also have regularly scheduled live streams. I couldn't do it for the last couple weeks because I fried my vocals, but I have regular live streams on Tuesdays. So please tune into those if you can, or watch the replays. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Aw, you're so sweet. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Cheers. Good night. I will see you guys soon. Bye.